talked about Halo Infinite in the past. Obviously, the initial trailer and reception to Halo Infinite was absolutely horrible. And we've seen the majority of, not the majority, I think that's an exaggeration, but we've seen a lot of the senior development personnel that were behind what you see on the screen right now. This, we'll call it a gameplay trailer, leave the company. And so now they're kind of leaderless, or a lot of the leadership that was there a while ago is gone. I mean, what are the prospects that this game even comes out at all? And if it does, that it's actually good?
I think we're in like a post Cyberpunk 2077 landscape now, where every publisher developer is looking at that and saying, that's a cautionary tale for us. How much can they follow that tale versus their investors and company leadership? That's a different question. I do think with Halo Infinite, they were scared after this initial release, and they did make the correct steps to pull it back and polish it. I do think in 2021, we'll get something that is more highly polished, that will be highly playable. I think this will be like one of the only titles that is going to actually release in 2021 that will be streamable, coverable at a release point and post that release point because of the multiplayer. It will, however, rely on how good is the multiplayer going to be. Is it going to be better than any other average Halo? Are we just relying completely on nostalgia, or is there something new here? Because if you look at the trend for shooters, especially as live streaming game content, it has all moved to Battle Royale. Even Call of Duty moved to Battle Royale. The only other games that aren't Battle Royale are your CSGO style, Valorant style shooters. I don't think there's room for this old type of team shooter anymore on Twitch. I don't think you're going to get much of an audience for it. So unless they do something innovative here, and I don't know what they have planned for it, specifically in the multiplayer, if anything new, but if they don't have anything new planned for it, I think you see a huge growth in audience. I think you have a minor niche community of nostalgic Halo fans who come to this title and will watch live stream content, which actually could be a good spot for growth. If it is niche and most of the big creators leave this space, leave the Halo space, that could be a prime opportunity for you as a creator to grow.
Yeah, I actually think what we know about multiplayer right now is very, very little. But from what they've actually talked about, it's going to be a lot of nostalgia. They're going to go back to what they originally did that made Halo multiplayer so successful. But then they're also going to be incorporating a lot of new things. I think, to answer kind of AWOL's question, I think that lesson learned from Cyberpunk will have an effect on Halo Infinite if they're given the amount of time that's needed. Based on what we see, they needed at least another year heading into this. It sounds like they're going to get probably another, 15, 16 months out of the original release date on it. I think single player could release next year. I still think it's going to be a while before we see multiplayer. I think multiplayer could be 6 months to a year after the initial release of the Halo campaign.